right, good morning, little campers. It's our last class for Powertone. This is the last video you're going to be getting from me. All right? Oh, I'm sad. But I'm so glad that we made it through this semester. You guys have been awesome. All right, what we're going to do today is I'm going to warm you up with one song, and then I'm going to talk you through fitness testing. So it's our last round of fitness testing. I know it's not really fair to compare apples to apples this semester because of how crazy everything's been, but we're gonna do it anyway. We're gonna see how strong you are. It's a good measure to kind of be aware of, like, okay, I've lost some of my strength, or I've stayed neutral, or even maybe you've gained some strength. So we'll do our last round of fitness testing. I know you might not have the exact same weights that we used in the beginning of the semester, but that's okay. We'll do the best that we can. So I'll walk you through the fitness testing, and then I will sit with you and go over the final review so that you're ready for the final exam. And I'm gonna open up that final exam all day Saturday. So you're gonna have the next, I'm gonna say 5 days. I'm gonna keep it open till Wednesday, okay? So sometime between today, Saturday, and next Wednesday, you need to hop on and take that final exam. If I were you, I would hop on and do it right after we do this class, this review. Then everything's fresh in your mind. You can use your notes as you take that exam. It'll be easy peasy. It won't take you much time at all. All right? That's my tip to you. All right, let's start with a warm up, and then we're going right into fitness testing. Awesome. Grab your weights. All right, we're gonna start with the deadlift, shoulder roll, tummy pulled in. All right, shoulders back, let's go. Down 2, up 2, deadlift. Keep those knees soft, keep your back flat and strong. Pull that belly in. Keep going, 4 more. Every time I stand, I bring those shoulders back and down. Good. We're going to go 3 and 1. We go 3, 2, 1. 3. Push those hips back. We're getting into those hamstrings. Dead row, single. Let's go. Down, squeeze the elbows in so that we're squeezing into the back. One more. Now you're going to triple. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. One more. 3, 2, 1. Back to deadlift. 2 down, 2 up. 2 down. Good. Keep looking at me on the TV or your phone or your computer or wherever you are. That'll keep your back flat. 3 and 1. 3, 2, 1. 3. Beautiful. We're going upright row, 2 up, 2 down. 2 up, 2 down. 2 up. We're going 3 and 1. Up 3, down 1. Keep that back flat. Keep the elbows above the bar. For your hand weights. Okay, we're going overhead press, transition, up. Up. Strong belly here, up. Your belly supports this lift. Strong core. Up 1, down 3. Up 3, 2, 1. With control. Up 3. Good. Take it to your back. Take 1 step forward. Down 2. Lunging. Making sure we keep this front knee behind the toe. We're dropping that back knee down. 3 and 1. 3, 2, 1. 3. you up. Good, strong core. Keep that upper body stable. Almost there. Woo. We're going up slow. 4, 3, 2, 1. Down 4, 2, 1. Up 4. With control. We're going to dead row. Ready? Down, squeeze. Keep those elbows tight. Squeeze into the biceps. Doing great. We're going to triple. Down, 3, 2, 1. Go again. Down, 3, 2, 1. Good. Shoulder roll. Awesome. Set your weights down. All right, but keep them close. You probably have hand weights. That's great. Fitness testing. So just a reminder that your baseline for your fitness testing at the beginning of the semester was 10 pounds per side for women and 15 pounds per side for men. So if you happen to have hand weights or a bar where you can do 10 pounds on the side as a woman or 15 pounds for a man, perfect. If not, that's okay. You use what you have, okay? And you're just gonna respond in your email to me with how much weight you used and then the numbers that you have, all right? And we start with squats. So we start with no hop. That's the squats that we just did with the bar loaded on our back, down, up, and you're gonna do as many as you can with good form in 30 seconds. Ready? I'm gonna time you. Get yourself set up. And on your mark, get set. You're counting how many squats you do. Keep your form tight. On your mark, get set, go. Keep going. Check those knees are behind your toes. Good job. Keep breathing. Ten seconds left. Keep going. Keep counting. And time. Take a second, write down how many squats you did. Now we're gonna do squats without the bar. So these are hop squats. We've done these in different workouts as well. So we're going down. One hand is behind our back, the other hand taps the ground. Our back is nice and flat and our knees are behind our toes. Down, hop, 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 hop. Yes? 30 seconds of those. Get ready, set yourself up, and go. Keep breathing, keep that back flat. Press the shoulders back. Go, 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 go. You can push through this. It's only 30 seconds, go. Keep going, keep going. Push off those legs, explode. And you're almost there, time. Go ahead and write that down. Those are your hop squats. How many did you do? Okay, next you're going to push-ups. Grab a mat or just find a place in your apartment or your house where you can set yourself up for good push-ups. And we start with knees down. Hands are just wider than that width apart. We make sure that we're in a straight line from the top of our head down to our knees. Our core is tight and strong. Reaching down with our chin. Elbows go out to the side. That's our knee down push-up. You're doing as many as you can for 30 seconds. Ready? And go. Keep that head up. Don't let the head drop down. Keep that body in a nice straight line, a nice straight alignment. Keep reaching with the chin. Make sure your elbows are going out to the side. Good. Keep going. Keep breathing. You got 9 seconds left. Good. Keep that belly pulled in and strong. Lift that head again. And time. Awesome. Write down how many of those knee down push-ups you did. And we're going to knee up push-ups. So full plank push-ups. I know it seems unfair. Why would we do knee down before we do knee up? Right? Because now you're fatigued already. That's the way we did it, so that's the way we're still going to do it. Hands are out next to the mat. Reach with that chin. Full plank push-up. Keep that body in a nice straight line, okay? All the way from the top of the head out through the heels. Set yourself up and go. You got 30 seconds. You can do this. You can do anything for 30 seconds. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Keep that head up. Push the hips down. Don't let the butt stick up in the air. Good. Strong core. Keep breathing. 10 seconds left. Go, 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 go. You can do this. Keep breathing. You can do this. You're so strong. And time. Awesome. Good work. All right. This is our last of the timed tests. This is sit-ups and crunches. So if you happen to have a bar, I think most of you don't have a bar, most of you have hand weights. So if you have hand weights, you can set those hand weights on top of your shoes. If you have a bar, tuck your toes under that bar, and you're gonna do a full sit-up for 30 seconds. So we're sitting all the way up, all the way back down. Hands come right behind our head, okay? Full sit up. Ready? Set yourself up. Situated and go. Good job. Bringing yourself fully all the way up. This is a full sit up. You're halfway there. Go, 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 go. See if you can go faster. Good work. Keep moving. You're almost there. And time. Awesome. Good work, you guys. Full sit up. Now, crunches. This is our last time test. Then we go into 3 more tests that are not timed. Okay? Where you're just going to work to fatigue. All right. For crunches, feet are on the mat. Hands are extended down. You're going to lift and squeeze the belly. And then your fingertips should move about 3 inches and your shoulder blades should come up off the mat. That's your crunch, okay? So you're gonna do as many of these crunches as you can in 30 seconds. Are you ready? All lined up and go. You're halfway there, keep going. Make sure those shoulder blades are all the way up off the mat. Keep breathing, you can do this. Push through, push through. Best effort. Right here, this is your end, this is the finish line on this course. Give me your best effort. Go, 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 and time. Good job, you guys. It's time to get to the rest of our fitness testing. These tests are not timed. They're simply working to the point of fatigue, okay? So you're gonna pick up your dumbbells or your bar, either way, and we're going to bicep curls first. So let's make sure those knees are soft, our core is pulled in, our tummy's strong, shoulders are back, so our core and our back are supporting the lift, keeping our elbows in nice and tight, and we're going to lift those bicep curls, as many as we can do, full range of motion, to the point of fatigue where we cannot do anymore, okay? So I'm gonna have you pause me, pause the video, and you do those bicep curls, count as many as you can till you can't do anymore. Ready, go. And next, okay, you've got the number for your bicep curls. Next, we're going to chest press, okay? So elbows back down on our mat or the floor. We're gonna grip our weights or our dumbbell or our barbell nice and wide. And we're gonna bring those elbows out to this side. So our elbows are just hovering right above the floor. And we're gonna exhale, lift up. Keeping the bar right above our chest, keeping the elbows nice and wide. And we're just doing as many reps as we can do until we can't do any more, okay? So go ahead and pause me. You count all your reps in chest press. And now the last lift we're going to do is a tricep extension. So we're gonna bring those hands to the middle of the bar or bring those dumbbells together so that our hands are just directly above our shoulders, making sure that our wrists are neutral, we're not breaking the wrist, and we're bending that weight back towards our head, keeping the elbows pointing up to the ceiling, tricep extension. We're gonna do as many of those as we can until we can't do them anymore. Lifting to fatigue. Go ahead and pause. All right, you guys, that's your fitness testing. You're gonna go ahead and email me the numbers for all of your testing and your reps, and I'm gonna go over with you now. We're gonna go over the study guide, okay? All right, let's make sure you understand what's happening the rest of the semester. So today, you're emailing me your fitness testing, and I'm going over the study guide with you. If you have your study guide, go ahead, get it out, get out a pencil, make sure that you have all the information that you need, and then you're gonna make sure that you go onto Canvas and take the final exam, which is under quizzes, I believe. It is a 50-question test. 19 questions are true, false. 7 questions are matching, and everything else is multiple choice, okay? If you do the study guide with me today, if you've done it and you're taking notes, then the final exam should be easy peasy for you. In fact, if I were you, I would probably do this video, make sure you've got everything for my final exam, and then I'd go right over, take the final exam while everything's fresh in my mind. Feel free to use your study guide and your notes on the final exam as you take it, okay? You have to take the final exam by Wednesday night at midnight. That's when it will close. And also any extra credit you might want to submit needs to be submitted by Wednesday night at midnight, okay? So there's a 3-day nutrition log you can do for 3 points extra credit. If you missed some workouts, if you missed any of the at-home workouts, I will still take those until Wednesday. So you could go back to that assignment, do the workout, fill in the questions, and email that to me. All right? Okay, let's go through the study guide, and we'll try and make this quick. So we're gonna start with chapter 1. What is weight training? Weight training is a form of progressive resistance exercise. Know that definition. And who trains with weights? Pretty much everyone can train with weights. Some of the answers they have from the textbook were Olympic lifters, power lifters, bodybuilders, athletes, patients, fitness weight trainers, and weight trainers, okay? And then who should participate in weight training? Everyone who has a muscular system should participate in weight training. Who should not attempt 1 rep maximum lifts? A 1 rep maximum lift is when you load that bar up as heavy as you possibly can do it, and to the point where you can only lift it 1 time. That's a 1 rep maximum lift. That really is beyond, that type of lifting is really beyond the scope of this course, okay? And the answer to that question is that children should not attempt 1 rep maximum lifts. All right, chapter 2. Are muscle tissue and fat tissues the same? So the answer to that is no. Muscle tissue and fat tissue are 2 distinctly different kinds of tissue in the human body, and muscle tissue cannot become fat tissue. So that's a really important thing to understand. You cannot turn fat into muscle, and neither will your muscle turn into fat. Those are 2 completely different kinds of tissue. So to a healthy body, when we're trying to build and maintain a healthy body, we want to increase our lean body mass, our muscle, and we want to decrease our fat mass, okay? And one of the reasons why is this. Muscle will burn, 1 pound of muscle burns about 75 calories per day, just to keep it alive, okay? 1 pound of fat tissue burns about 3 calories per day. So you can see just in those numbers how drastically it can affect your metabolism when you add muscle weight onto your body. When you have more muscle, your body burns more calories, not just during your workout, but 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Whether you're eating, moving, sleeping, whatever, your body is burning more calories because you have more muscle mass on your body. And 1 pound of muscle burns 75 calories a day as opposed to 3 calories a day of fat mass. So you can see how important building muscle is to maintaining a healthy weight, especially as you age. As people get older, everyone always complains about how their metabolism just tanks and they can't eat what they used to eat because they just gain weight. Well, the best way to counteract that is to continue to do resistance training and building your muscle as you get older. Because if you have that muscle mass, you're gonna keep that metabolism up high. It's gonna be much more stable than if you don't focus on building that muscle, okay? It's not just about your workout, and it's not just about what you look like or your sculpted, muscles or your shape. It's also about creating a body that's functioning in a way that's sustainable, where you can maintain a healthy weight, okay? Without having to feel like you need to do extreme dieting or things like that to control your weight. If you're eating healthy and you're moving healthy and you're keeping that muscle on your body, you should be able to live a balanced, healthy life without having too much stress about it, okay? All right, is aerobic exercise the best way to lose excess body fat? The answer to that one is no. The best way to lose body fat is a combination of aerobic exercise or cardio, weight training, and healthy eating. So all 3 of those things work together. When we do sessions of cardio exercise, that gives us the spike in our caloric output. We burn all these calories, right? But it just lasts during that workout time. So we're giving ourselves a calorie boost to lose that excess body fat, but the weight training builds the muscle, which is constantly burning calories, to help us maintain a healthy weight. And then when we're eating healthy, we're keeping those our calories in at a good, healthy, moderate place so that we can maintain a healthy body weight and lose the excess body fat. When we're consuming less calories than we're putting out through our exercise and our basal metabolism, which comes from having that muscle mass, a higher metabolic rate, then that's when we lose the excess body fat. Okay, so all 3 of those things work together. Will weight training make me slower? What will a stronger muscle do? The answer to that is no. Research shows that weight training can increase your speed. Muscle contraction is responsible for human movement. A stronger muscle should move faster. So weight training should actually make you faster. And will weight training damage my joints? Not if it's done correctly. Okay, if it's done correctly, weight training will actually increase your joint strength because it's increasing your muscular strength all around your joints. But you do have to perform movements in a controlled and smooth manner, and weight training exercises done improperly could damage your joints. So that's why we're always careful about making that a smooth movement, and we're not, throwing our back into it. We're keeping everything slow and controlled. And then weight training shouldn't damage any joints. Okay, on to chapter 3. Okay, what is the overall importance of muscle tissue? So there's lots of information in this answer. Your body has about 600 muscles, which makes up about 50% of your total body weight. 40% of your total body weight is your skeletal muscles. So the muscles that are attached to your bones and that allow your body to move, okay? Those are the ones we're strengthening through weight training. The other 10% consists of primarily involuntary muscles in your circulatory and digestive systems. So like your intestines, your veins and arteries, your heart, they all perform the same general function to provide a movement. So muscles provide movement. That's what they do. The importance of muscle tissue cannot be overemphasized for the human body. Human movement is made possible by muscle contraction. Characteristics of muscle tissue. There are 4. Extensibility. Extensibility is the ability of muscle tissue to be stretched. 2. Elasticity. Elasticity is the ability of a muscle tissue to go back to its original length and form after it's been stretched, okay? Excitability is the ability of muscle tissue to receive a stimulus from the nervous system. And contractility is the quality that distinguishes muscle tissue from any other kind of tissue. When a stimulus is received, muscle tissue can contract. That's what makes muscles different than any other kind of tissue. There are 3 types of muscle tissue. Skeletal, which is voluntary muscle. It means we can consciously tell our skeletal muscle to do something and it can do it, okay? It can contract, it can stretch, it can bend. The contraction of skeletal muscle is a result of conscious voluntary control. The second kind of muscle tissue is smooth muscle tissue, and that is involuntary muscle that primarily lines the hollow internal structures such as blood vessels and the digestive tract. So my intestines work, my veins and arteries work, even though I don't make them work consciously with my mind, okay? They just perform their function involuntarily. And then the third type of muscle is cardiac muscle. That is your heart. And that also is involuntary muscle. It just does what it does without me having to tell it what to do. Chapter 4, we're on to chapter 4. What is static stretching? Static stretching is when the muscles are moved to a point where the soft tissue surrounding the joint restrict further movement, and then you hold it. How long do you hold a static stretch? You should hold a static stretch at moderate discomfort. So it's a little bit uncomfortable for 10 to 30 seconds, okay? So think about the cool down in our class each week. That is static stretching, okay? How often should your static stretches be repeated? 3 days, at least 3 days a week. You should be doing some stretching up to 7 days a week, okay? If you are not big on stretching, as most people aren't, most people think to, get some cardio, or they think to do some weight training, but very few people I know think to take time to stretch 3 to 7 days a week. Maybe they'll do it at the end of a cardio session or a weight training session. But if you are interested in getting more flexible and working on your flexibility, you should check out the Pilates workouts on my YouTube channel that I did for my class this semester, because Pilates and yoga are one of the best ways to increase your flexibility and to make flexibility an actual intentional part of your fitness routine. And the older you get, the more important flexibility becomes. So many injuries in older people in the more elderly population go back to flexibility. So it is something to pay attention to. And Pilates and yoga are different ways to tone and strengthen your whole body, but they're at the same time also giving you that huge benefit of increasing your flexibility through the practice. So just a little encouragement to check those out if that's something that you might need to add into your routine. All right, when should you stretch? You should stretch at the end of a workout session so that your muscles are already warm. You're never going to increase flexibility when you're stretching cold muscles, okay? Muscles have to be warm and pliable to increase flexibility and to get the full benefit of stretching, okay? All right, that's chapter 4. We're on to chapter 5. Guidelines for a weight training exercise to maximize your progress and safety. There are 4 of them. Okay, concentration, which is focusing your full attention on the muscle as it moves the weight. And we practice that every time we lift in class. When we're doing biceps, we are concentrating on those biceps while we do that, those lifts, right? So concentration. Strict exercise form is number 2. By maintaining strict exercise form, you will keep the load on the muscles that the exercise was designed to develop. So think about lunges or squats where I'd walk around and kind of get on you to like, oh, push your hips back, don't let your knees go in front of your toes, because that strict exercise form keeps us safe, keeps us from getting injured, and keeps us working the actual muscles we're trying to work instead of pushing the load into a different muscle that may or may not benefit our body or may even injure us, okay? So strict exercise form. Smooth movement, and this goes back to talking about keeping it safe for our joints. So we want to make all of our movements nice and smooth and controlled, not making any jerky stops or starts, okay? And then last is full range of motion. That's the 4th one. So we want to use that full range of motion whenever we can, whenever it's safe for our joints. All right. The next question is guidelines for a safe weight training. I don't think there's any questions about this on the test, but if they do, basically this is giving you a list of pretty common sense guidelines to keep your weight training safe, to be aware of others in a weightlifting room so that you're not dropping weights on people. Don't lift when you're sick. Don't lift, don't twist your body ever when you're lifting. If you're lifting and you twist, that's a recipe for disaster. Be careful when you're loading or unloading your weights. Pretty common sense tips for keeping your weight training safe and keeping a weight training room or a classroom safe. All right, that's chapter 5. We're on to chapter 6. Chapter 6, what are the advantages of free weights? And free weights would be considered barbells or dumbbells. That's basically all we use. At UBU in our semester, we only use free weights. So that would be opposed to like those big machines, like a universal or some of the equipment in the machines that are like, you have to go to the gym to use those. So advantages of free weights are cost, the variety of exercises that can be performed, that accessory muscles, the stabilizers, synergists, and prime movers can all be developed at the same time in a coordinated manner to control the body movement. So because we're standing free, we're not like sitting in a machine or sitting anywhere, like our whole body has to be engaged as we're using free weights. So that's a benefit. Mobility, that we can use them at home, we can use them at school, we can use them outside, we can move them around. And then fit, that no matter how big or small you are, almost everyone can lift a hand weight or lift a barbell. It's accessible to their body shape and size, whereas machines are not accessible to every body shape and size. So those are advantages of weights. And for a beginner, how often should a beginner be performing weight training and how much time between workouts? So for a beginner, they would want to be working out maybe 3 times a week, making sure they get 48 hours of rest in between sessions, and they'd probably be wanting to do lower weights and more reps, okay? So if you're a beginner, and you can remember this from the beginning of the semester, at first you're feeling really sore after classes, right? So you want to make sure you're getting your rest days in between. Even just for motivation. If you hurt all the time and you can't move, then that's not very enjoyable and you might not stick with it. So you want to be doing more reps with a lighter weight, and you want to be spacing it out at least 48 hours apart. So maybe 2 or 3 times a week, more reps. That's for beginners, okay? Chapter 7. 6 nutrients to function properly. For our bodies to function properly: water, minerals, vitamins, carbohydrates, fats, and proteins, okay? The ones that supply energy are carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. Carbohydrates provide 4 calories of energy per gram. Fats provide 9 calories of energy per gram, and protein is back to 4 calories per gram, okay? So that's the amount of energy in those nutrients. And which nutrients are necessary for the release of energy? The answer to that is vitamins. Without vitamins, vitamins are essential to release the energy that is stored in carbs, fats, and proteins. So without vitamins, we can't get to the energy that's inside those nutrients, okay? So they all work together. And categories from the food guide pyramid and their serving size. So these are the numbers you need to know. Grains, 6 ounces. Vegetables, 2.5 cups. Fruits, 2 cups. Milk, 3 cups. Meat and beans, 5.5 ounces. That's the information you're going to need to know for the test. All right, on to chapters 8 through 13. So these chapters 8 through 13 were the part of your text that showed the different muscle groups in your body, and then went through all these different exercises that would work those different muscle groups. So this is part of the test, the last part of the test. So listen carefully. You need to know that the following exercises work the back. Pull downs, rowing, and shoulder shrugs all work the back, okay? You also need to know that for hips, knees, and legs, squats work hips, knees, and legs. For the trunk, you need to know that sit-ups, reverse crunches, and the back extension all work the trunk. The trunk means your whole powerhouse, your whole core and your back, okay? For upper arms, you want to know that bicep curls, tricep extensions, tricep dips, and a close grip bench press, which is a tricep press on our back, those all work our upper arms, okay? And then last, you want to know that flies work the chest, okay? That's for the matching part. You also, well, it's not matching, that's actually multiple choice. Then there's also a matching part where you want to be able to match these different muscle groups to the part of the body where they belong. So you want to know if deltoids are part of chest, back, shoulders, arms, legs, or trunk. Deltoids are part of your, I'm just going to give them to you, and I'm going to have you look on your chart because I know there's a chart in your book. Deltoids, gastrocnemius, hip flexors, pectoralis major, rectus abdominis, rhomboids, and triceps. You're matching those to chest and back, shoulders, arms, legs, and trunk. Okay, so be prepared. Have your have a chart of muscles pulled up so you can use that on the test. Okay, because you're just going to be matching that on the test. Okay, chapter 14. How can record keeping be helpful in achieving weight training goals? Basically, it's saying weight training is not an exact science, so keeping track of your own progress and your own how many lifts you're doing, how many reps you're doing can help you stay motivated, okay? And I think we see that, I mean, the type of lifting we did in class, especially when we would do the full Powertone class where we were doing full songs with the bar, we could feel week to week it was easier for us, we were getting stronger, or we could see ourselves adding weight to the bar. That's progress, okay? So keeping records helps you feel motivated, okay? 5 measurements that you can take to record progress include measuring strength, which would be through workout repetition maximums or 1 rep maximums, measuring endurance, which is counting how many reps you can do, measuring size, like use a tape measure and measure your bicep, measuring your body weight, just stepping on a scale and estimating body fat. And you usually have some sort of tool or device to be able to do that. So those 5 measurements can help, are different ways you can record your progress, okay? For chapter 15, exercise success can best be accomplished by following what formula? And it's a 5-step formula. Written goals, positive thinking, the subconscious mind, a written plan, and do it, okay? And I'm just gonna give you a quick shout out. It's the end of the semester. Your accountability and like, you have to do this for your grade is now coming to a close. We're still in this kind of lockdown quarantine situation where we're kind of limited in things we can do. So I'm encouraging you to do this, to create some written goals, to focus on positive thinking, to address your subconscious mind, and create a written plan and then do it. There's tons of, I have on my YouTube channel, because I had to finish 3 classes through videos, I have, I think 28 workouts, full hour-long workouts on there. So use those and use other things that motivate you and that you enjoy doing to give yourself a plan to keep moving. And if you'd like to use me as like an accountability partner and say, hey, Becky, can I shoot you an email every week and just check in with you that I've done my 2 workouts that week or my 3 workouts that week, or however you want to do it, you know? But create a plan and decide what you're going to do from here to keep yourself strong and healthy and motivated, okay? It's a good idea to do it. You'll feel better in every possible way. So I'm encouraging you to do that. All right, chapter 16, the 3 basic weight training principles and definitions. So first is specificity. Specificity means you must exercise the specific muscles that you want to develop, and you must follow specific exercise guidelines to produce the specific type of change that you want. So you're gonna lift differently for muscle strength than if you're lifting for muscle size or muscular endurance. So you have to be lifting specific to the muscle and then specific for the type of outcome you're looking for, specificity. 2 is overload. The overload principle is the basis of all training programs. In weight training, overload means a muscle must be forced to work harder than normal. So this is when we go to class and I say, by the end of this song, if you're not shaking, if you're not so glad that this song is over, then you need more weight on the bar, okay? You've got to overload the muscle to make it stronger. And then 3 is progression. Once your muscles adapt to a given workload, it is no longer an overload. The workload must be progressively increased as the muscle adapts to each new demand. This is the principle of progression. So this semester, I mean, I've been teaching classes for over a decade now. And this semester, I've bumped up to a higher weight than I have ever before in my life. So it's not always fast, but as you're consistent with your training and you continually try to overload and you continually try to push yourself a little bit further, you're gonna continually see progression. And it's always exciting when that happens. That was exciting for me. I'm like, yay, I'm stronger than I was last semester. That's awesome. Feels good. Okay, the rep range and recommended resistance for the different outcomes that you might be lifting for. First is muscular strength. If you're lifting for strength, you want to be lifting 85 to 100% of your rep max, and you want to be doing 1 to 6 reps at that weight, okay, when you're training. Okay, so let's say you're doing it 3 times a week. Your rep max is your 1 rep max, the most you can possibly lift. 85 to 100%, 1 to 6 reps. That's muscular strength. If you're lifting for muscular size, you want to get bigger. You want to be lifting 70 to 85% of your 1 rep max and be doing 6 to 12 reps each session. And then if you're lifting for muscular endurance, you want to be lifting 50 to 75% of your rep max at 12 to 20 reps per session. Okay? All right, chapter 17. Types of equipment. There is no one type of equipment that's superior to another type of equipment. It's more about consistency and form and all of that. But there's not like It's not like this one machine is going to give you better results than a different type of equipment. Okay, dumbbells, free weights, they are great. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not like you can't get as good of results with that as you could if you were able to go to Vasa and use all of their gym equipment. Okay. All right. 7 common methods used by advanced weight trainers to increase intensity. Okay. First, concentric failure. That means performing reps until you cannot perform another rep with form. So that is what we just did in fitness testing, where we were lifting to fatigue. 2 is forced reps. After the reps performed after you reach that concentric failure. Those are called forced reps if you keep going, even though your form's broken down. 3 is negatives, when you lower a heavier weight than you can lift. 4 is eccentric failure, when you perform negatives until you can no longer control your speed. So let's say you're lowering a bicep curl heavier than you can lift it, and you have to just drop your arms. That's eccentric failure. Cheating is using other body movements to get past the weakest point in your range of motion. So that's when you kind of rock your back up to get that bicep curl all the way up. That's called cheating, and it can hurt you. 6 is pre-exhaustion, the use of an isolated exercise for a muscle followed by a compound exercise for the same muscle. And then post-exhaustion, which is the compound exercise followed by an isolated exercise. Okay. All right. Fixed and variable as used in advanced weight training. A fixed system is when variables are not changed during a training session. And in variable systems, one or more variables are altered during the performance of one exercise. That's kind of common sense, yes? The next question is a circuit system. We just did a circuit last class, so you know a circuit system. It's when you have different stations, you perform the same exercise or the same muscle group at each station, and you go through the station, I don't know, maybe 3, 4, or 5 times, okay? We've done that in class as well, so you know what a circuit system is. And then last, it asks again about concentric failure. So to reach concentric failure, you must perform repetitions until you cannot perform another repetition while maintaining strike exercise form. That's concentric failure. It's lifting to fatigue. All right, last chapter, we're almost done. Chapter 18. These tips for sticking with it, I don't believe these are on the test, but I'm gonna just go over them really briefly with you because I want you to stick with it, okay? I want you to stick with this even after the semester's done and you've got your grade on your report card, because if it's benefiting your life, then stick with it, okay? Because it'll make you feel good. It'll make you feel strong. Motivation, enjoyment, make sure it's something you enjoy. If you didn't enjoy lifting, then find something else you do enjoy. Understanding the importance of staying active and healthy and balanced in every way. Priority, that means you have to consider it a priority in your life and then make time for it. Recording your progress, recording even on your calendar, like what you did that day, can help motivate you and keep you going. Creating rewards for yourself. So if I do 3 exercise sessions this week, then I'm going to reward myself with whatever, okay? Maybe it's watching a favorite show, maybe it's going to get a soda, I don't know, whatever is meaningful to you, okay? That can help. To have social interaction and the support of people around you so that you have people who can give you some accountability or that are supporting you in your efforts. That can be really helpful. Or going walking with a friend or jogging with a friend, that social interaction. And also that gives accountability. Doing some variety, like getting some variety in your routine is helpful. So maybe you go for a walk one day and then you do one of my videos another day, you know. Find something that works for you. And then creating a great place to exercise. Like, I love my exercise space. It is my happy place. It's such a happy place in my house. I love it. So if you have a place that you love to exercise, you're more likely to go and do it. Yeah. and instruction can be really helpful too. So we do have all these videos, and I'll show you just what to do, so you don't even have to think about it. So take advantage of that. That's normally not available. So do come up with a good plan for you, something that is sustainable and that you feel motivated and excited about continuing. Okay. All right. And the last question, or the last thing on your study guide, is this trans-theoretical model of behavior change. And the six levels are pre-contemplation, like you're thinking about it; contemplation, you start seriously thinking about it; preparation, where you're like actually taking steps to make it happen; action means you're doing it; maintenance means you're continuing it; and then adoption means it's become a part of who you are, right? So with this class, you have been in action and maintenance level of weight training and maybe fitness overall. And if you continue even after this class is over, then that means you have achieved that adoption level, where it's become a part of who you are. It's become a part of the way you do life. It's become a part of your identity. And that can be a great thing. Exercise can support you in healthy ways, in so many different ways and circumstances of your life. It is a great coping strategy to get through all sorts of things and bring positive things in your life. Not to say it can't go too far. Definitely you can go too far with exercise, like anything else, but most of us can keep it if it can be a really balanced thing that is bringing positivity and good energy and good vibes, and a feeling of empowerment and strength and confidence into your life, then that's awesome. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. All right, that's it, you guys. This is our last video. I want to thank you for your patience with me. I'm certainly not a professional YouTuber or anything like that, and I appreciate your patience with me. Every time I'm down here making a video, I truly do think of you guys. I think of your faces. I think of how you're doing. I think of your families, and I hope that you're doing well. And I'm grateful for the chance I've had to get to know you this semester and go through this craziness together. You have been a blessing in my life, and I'm grateful. So don't forget to take your final. You have from right now, the end of this video, till Wednesday night at midnight. Take the final exam. That's the last 10% of your grade. And let me know if you have any questions. All right, you guys are awesome. Love you. Have a great rest of the semester. Good luck on all your finals. Mwah. Thank you, guys. Bye.